Hi students, this is Heather Hammond-Williams. I wanted to kind of go over a general thing on chapter reflections for my classes. So I handle my classes the same on chapter reflections. For every chapter or every unit, depending on the class, we'll have what we call a chapter reflection. So basically, a chapter reflection is kind of a question I provide you. So don't go off page. You got to do the one I asked for. You're going to be doing whatever question it is. So you're going to have a question and you're going to need to respond to it. So what is considered part A in my class is actually a response to the question I provide that's connected to that chapter or to that unit. So I kind of have on the screen to kind of show you a sample that a student did. And this is an overachiever student. It was very good. It does have some things that need to be changed and, some errors, but I have comments in the section. And if you guys want to find this so you can see what I'm talking about, this is actually in your guys's Start Here module. So I have that already. It's a sample. It might not be for your particular class, but it still gives you the structure of what I'm looking at for formatting. What are my requirements? So I'm going to basically give you a question and you're going to respond to the question. So it's not a quick and easy response, and maybe some of you are used to that in other classes, not in my class. So with your Part A response, it needs to be at least 1 to 2 pages, and I am particular about that. So if you're not reaching at least a page, you're going to get points deducted because I want detail, I want your thoughts about it, and I also, what's very important in these chapter reflections, I want you to support your thoughts with the textbook. So you will be citing an APA. If you don't have the textbook yet, because it's the beginning of the semester, you can use PowerPoints. You're going to have to cite that appropriately in APA. I do have in the APA helpful information module. I have actually how to cite your textbook, PowerPoints, things like that. So I'm not looking for outside sources. So you don't need to go research the topic. You don't need to Google it. You don't need to do any of that. You need to be using your textbook and you need to be using your PowerPoint. So with that being said, I want a summary of it. I want you to give me your thoughts. Like, how do you feel about this question? Really explain your thoughts. Tell me what the textbook is saying. You need to connect it. So it is important that you do cite an APA. If you look over in the little comment section, you'll see my responses. I talk about don't cite, back to back. I need to hear your point of view. Those are going to be some common things you're going to hear in my feedback on that. So you are going to be summarizing it. Once again, 1 to 2 pages is very important. I want you to explain, give me examples, support it up. And most of the questions they're made so you can get to that. So it's not something that you're like, oh, I'm really struggling to get to 1 to 2 pages. You'll be fine. You'll have enough information provided from the textbook or the PowerPoint. So I'm kind of scrolling down to show you some things. With this, you need to cite at least twice, if not more, from your textbook or from the PowerPoint. At the end, you're going to need to have an APA reference of the source that you use. So if you use the textbook, you're going to use a textbook. Have all that in APA support, so that's in there. Then you're also going to be, if you're using the PowerPoint, you're going to have the PowerPoint in there. It's very important that you have this. Now, students ask me, can I upload a file or can I go directly into discussion board? I don't mind either, whatever you want to do. So if you're going to type directly into the discussion board, just know that you're not going to be able to indent your, write down here how this indents. You're not going to be able to indent in the discussion board post because Canvas doesn't like that. Canvas is like, nah, this is not going well for me, so don't indent anything. It won't let you, and if you have OCD like I do, it's going to drive you a little crazy because it's the format is not structured correctly. It drives me nuts. So with that, if you don't indent on the discussion post, then I won't deduct points. But if you're going to upload a file, the only files that I do accept is PDF or Word documents. Anything else like pages, RTLMs, Google Docs, I won't accept any of that because that gives issues for other people to view it. Because the next part of our chapter reflection is someone needs to respond. So your part A is a summary of your thoughts on the question, 1 to 2 pages in length. You need to cite at least 2 times either the textbook or the PowerPoint. No other sources is needed for these. And you're going to need to do an APA. And then having the reference at the end. So that's if you do all that, you're gonna get the full 10 points. If you're missing, if you're having errors in APA, even little ones, even a period. So let me show you right in here, right there where it says their world. If you put a period there, that's not APA. And I'll be like, minus half a point. So let's just do it correctly and we'll be fine, right? So they're so picky. I am a little bit. So you are going to be, that's part A. Now, part B is you're going to be responding to a classmate because we're making these interactive. You know, you have to read theirs, see if they came up with something different, and which is great because you guys are all going to come up with different things, which I personally love because you guys are so creative. Now, part B, it's not just a good job. Miss Heather will give you a 0 for that. You need to have an in-depth paragraph response in part B. So part B, you're going to be reading what they said. You're going to be connecting with them in some type of way. So you might say, oh, I really like how you pointed out, you know, X, Y, and Z. However, you know, the textbook states this, and you're going to cite the textbook. So I want you to connect to the classmate. It needs to be at least an in-depth paragraph. So that's like at least 5 sentences or more. And you need to provide additional information from the textbook or from the PowerPoint that you're going to cite in APA. So part B is 5 points, part A is 10 points, which is a total of 15. Now, I want you guys to do well. I do have samples provided. All your guys' chapter reflections will be in the modules for the week. So you're going to be looking at that and you'll have a particular question. So, you know, like the introduction said, anytime you have things that are due, if you miss the due date, you cannot turn it in late. The discussion post will completely disappear on you. So you do need to respond, and I won't be accepting late chapter reflections. So I really hope that helps students with what I'm looking for in chapter reflections. I want students to do well. I will provide a lot of feedback, so make sure you're looking at the gradebook. Don't send comments in the gradebook because I can't see it. Send me an inbox, send me an email, and we can connect and kind of talk about how can we improve your grade, because I do want you guys to be successful. So I really do hope that helped, and I hopefully will have a great semester, guys.